Joel the troll. I love it. That's what he does. He beat people in their house and tell them to go home. They're like, well, damn, Joel, I am home. I can't go nowhere. You're going to have to leave. I'm just trying to figure out, this game was right here for the taking. This game was right here for the taking for the current MVP, what Skip Bayless told me. A guy that's clutch, right here for the taking. And what happened?
Well, he did make, you're talking about Kevin Durant?
Yes.
What did he do in the fourth quarter? He made 3 out of 4 shots. Is that clutch? That's pretty good.
Hold on. You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because I think Joel Embiid might have had more points than that in the fourth quarter. He might have. I could be wrong. Let me get this whole fourth quarter. Oh, you know what, Joel? What did Embiid have? Embiid had 6 points also. Also had 2 rebounds, had an assist. Kevin Durant had 6 points. But did you know Kevin Durant was a -7 in the fourth quarter?
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So I just want to know, the best player in the NBA, the game was there for the taking. I'm just using your logic. Why did he do it?
He did have 33 for the game. Is that good?
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, Skip. Kevin Durant had 33 points, but he was a -9. Of all the starters that played on that night, he had the highest plus. He had the highest minus at 33. Now Joel Embiid had 34-12. Is that good? No, he had 34 and 7. My bad.
What did Patty Mills do last night?
Wait, this is not about Patty Mills.
Yes, it is.
No, bro, hold on. Time out.
He took 8 3-point shots and made 1.
No,
sorry.
I am not going to let you put this on Patty Mills.
Kevin actually was 3 of 8 from 3, which is pretty decent, but his teammates were horrendous from 3, right?
Hold on. You just showed a shot when LeBron turned the ball over. LeBron was 8 of 14 from 3. And you blame LeBron for losing the game. Now you're going to put this loss on Patty Mills?
Well, LeBron took 2 late threes to tie the game at Memphis the other night and LeBricked both of them.
I'm just trying to figure out, how did you shift the blame from the current, the guy that you said it is the current MVP, the guy that you said is the current best player in the league. You took blame off of him and put it on Patty Mills.
Well,
really, Skip?
Well, you always say Patty Mills is one of the great complimentary players in the league,
I said Patty Mills was one of the best off-season unsung moves in the NBA this season. But that does not absolve what happened last night in Philly. This is not about Patty Mills. This is about Kevin Durant having an opportunity, because that's what you do with LeBron. You told me this is what you do, Shannon. You said, Shannon, I grade on the highest curve. LeBron James is the best player in the NBA, right? That's what you said. Okay, I want you to judge Kevin Durant on the same grading scale that you judge LeBron James on. Take off.
Somebody has tried to change the whole subject of what this topic is supposed to be about, because all anybody really cared about last night was that Joel Embiid made a tip-in shot, a little putback shot.
Got an and one.
That clinched the game. He did not make the free throw, but that basically clinched the game.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Kevin Durant went off on him, and he would not leave his side, just trash talking. I don't know exactly. I can't read lips, but we had Draymond Green the other day say that Kevin Durant is basically the most underrated trash talker in the league, because Draymond says, outside of me, he is the best trash talker in the league. Well, I'd never seen, and you agreed with me, never seen any indication of that. Well, this was full on, I'm in your face telling you all about it. Okay, why would he do that to Joel Embiid? And they didn't continue it after the game, which shocked me, because I thought it would escalate in the postgame interviews.
It was over with. We're going to do what we're going to do on the court. Skip, it's over.
They uttered nothing but respect for each other. And what did Embiid say? He went so far as to say, I always tell people, I think I can do everything on the basketball court. I always tell you, he's the best big man in basketball.
No,
you keep hanging on with Jokic, which is foolish. But he goes on to say last night, and there's not a lot of guys that are able to do what I do on the court. If there was one player that I think is probably as talented or more talented than me, it's definitely him, as in KD.
Skip, I will concede that. But in the words of Michelle Indegocello, he wasn't last night.
I don't know. 33 is pretty good.
Is it better?
3 or 4 in the fourth quarter is pretty great.
Is 33 more than 34?
No.
It's 6 rebounds more than 7. Let me ask you this.
Has Kevin Durant been out 2 weeks with COVID? I don't know if he had COVID.
Hold on. He's been out 2 weeks, not 2 years.
Okay, but 2 weeks?
Let me ask you a question. Is the basketball still the same shape? Is the rim still the same height? And still circumference to put it in? So what has changed?
Had they already beaten Philly twice, and Durant has owned them, and this was Joel
I don't know what, Skip. I don't know what happened in the past. I can just go by what happened last night. Let's talk about last night. What happened last night?
Joel said, basically, I returned the favor because Durant did that to him and shooed him off the court the last time they played.
So
and this time, it was Joel's turn. Joel is the best big man in basketball. I've been telling you that. He is a 7-foot monster. And Kevin Durant is also a 7-foot monster. And I got to tell you, from start to finish, this was a playoff caliber game. They went at each other. Even Durant said after the game, I love the energy we played with because it was playoff energy.
Yeah.
It was mano a mano. And who was the difference maker? Well, believe it or not, in the end, the smallest guy on the court was the difference maker. Tyrese Maxey, he makes 5 of 8 threes, 10 of 18 from the floor for 25 points. He turned the game. He turned the tide. Well, okay, so it was his night, his hot hand. But to me, Kevin and Embiid just played to a standoff.
Okay, and that's what I said. Okay, you get a standoff between KD and Joel Embiid. You get a standoff with Tyrese Maxey and James Harden had a 33-point triple-double. Okay, so now the auxiliary. Okay, so now you need Patty Mills. Seth Curry gave you 17.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you about LeBron. Okay, LeBron's going to do what he does, but if no one else comes along, what's he supposed to do?
Okay, so who closed last night? I told you, Embiid is a flat-out closer.
No, who closed for the Nets?
Well, he got out-closed by Joel Embiid.
Okay.
So I'm on both sides here. I got 2 for 1. No. I got Embiid, I got KD.
Well, okay, let me ask you a question. Who was the MVP last year?
Jokic was. Okay?
Who's in it?
Embiid was hurt and sick.
If they stop. They have nothing to do with Jokic. If they were to vote right now, first team All NBA, Jokic would be the center.
I don't know about that.
I know about that.
Yeah. I mean, they've had some disasters. He's had some disasters lately.
Yeah, but 29 and 21, 22 and 19. The numbers speak for themselves. And guess what, Skip? He's there every single night. Yeah, he's punching the clock.
Yeah, you go to GMs, they're going to want Embiid.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Hey, everybody in this league knows when Embiid's right, when he decides, when he engages, he is unstoppable.
Skip, I can't base that on when he decides. He should decide every night. We pay him every single night. He gets a check.
Yep.
So why he got to decide, well, I want to do it tonight. Well, I'm going to do it on Thursday. Why we got to decide that? Show up and give it to me every night. You get a check every night.
So the point is that these two think they're the best two in the league, and they went at it because it was, as Kevin said after the game, competitive fire.
I like it.
Between two players who think they are the best. LeBron's not in this discussion. They don't care about LeBron. They care about these two going head-to-head. Sorry.
LeBron is what he is. Who has the most 30-point games in the season this year?
He's playing for a 17 and 19.
Well, that's not
he
what
just had 6 in a row, and they went 1 and 5 in those games. Anybody really fear LeBron James? Nope.
Think about it.
Nope.
Think about LeBron James. What about the team? Nobody fears the Lakers, but they fear LeBron James because he's still that dude. You know that.
Well, until the last couple of minutes of every game, and then he's not that close.
So in other words, okay, he got out closed by Ja. But you see, what you did is that you made it about LeBron's not being able to close. You didn't give Ja credit. See, when Kevin Durant didn't close, you made it about Joel Embiid. Well, I got 2 guys, Joel Embiid, out-closed him. No, you don't get that.
But I've already planted my flag on Joel Embiid. I told you.
Okay.
I want the ball in his hands. So I got the 2 best closers going at it, and one slightly outplayed the other in the fourth quarter. Ended up with a little putback to win the game.
Yep, stop it.
Yeah, start it.
I'm trying to figure out, one guy's, how you get to be -9 and you got 33? How?
Well, again, the other team's really good, and I think you're underselling.
Are they really good?
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what seed are they in the Eastern Conference?
I wouldn't want to mess with.
No, I didn't ask. I just asked a simple question.
Well, what seed is the King right now?
No, Skip.
His team is 17
no, don't obfuscate. I just asked you. So are they the 1 seed?
Obfuscate?
Are they the 2 seed?
I've never obfuscated in my life.
Are they the 3rd seed?
Have you ever obfuscated?
Are they the 4th? I just want to know. Are they the 4th seed?
Yeah. Philadelphia?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you fear them? Yeah, I do.
Fear them to do what?
I fear that.
So you be willing to lay money that they come out and they represent the East?
No, I would not.
Okay, then. So you don't fear them then?
Give them a real shot.
What kind of shot?
Yeah.
A booster?
Especially if Ben Simmons decides to play for Philadelphia.
Ben Simmons not deciding to play.
Yeah.
And guess what? They did that last night with Tobias Harris doing what he did. Max player stuck it up.
Yep.
And they still got it.
Didn't have Doc last night.
Didn't have Doc. Didn't have their head coach. Supposedly, the
Went
second
right to the wire. It was a great game.
Why are they going to the wire? We can't.
Philly is really good.
Oh, now they're really good.
Yep.
A team that's 3 games over 500, really good. Wow.
Well,
wow.
Yeah. So, what did you think of the trash talk? You have evaded the question the whole time.
I love it. I love it. That's what it's supposed to be. The two best players going.
You ever seen Kevin do that to anybody else? I have not.
No.
Except Russell Westbrook after he parted ways.
But normally, Skip, we've seen Joel do this to other superstars, but not a Kevin Durant or LeBron or one of those guys. We saw him shoot Russell Westbrook, Skip, where I think Russ was in OKC. He and Russ got into it. He like, get up, shoot. So we've seen him do it, but just not to the level of superstars Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But when Skip, I did this in your building. You're back. Oh, I did this. And Skip, some guys can just do things that just agitate you. It's just not.
Okay, but he wasn't taunting Kevin. He wasn't trying to agitate Kevin. He was just celebrating.